Glamorgan's Graham Wagg and Michael Hogan put on 73 for the last wicket as their side fought back admirably on the second day of their latest LV County Championship match against local rivals Gloucestershire at the Swalex Stadium in Cardiff, where Dean Koska grabbed 5 Gloucestershire wickets. The second morning began with David Payne on a hat-trick. He didn't manage that, but Will Gidman soon trapped Jim Allenby in front to reduce the home side to 65 for 7, having begun the day on 47 for 6. That became 70 for 8 when Rory Smith top-edged a pull off James Fuller to offer Cameron Herring a simple catch behind the stumps. And Fuller struck again 5 balls later as Koska shouldered arms and was bowled, as Glamorgan looked as if they were going to be bowled out extremely cheaply. Hogan came in to join Wagg with his side in a mess on 72 for 9. Wagg decided that the best policy from here was to play some shots, and he played them rather well as Gloucestershire struggled to finish the innings off. Wagg kept finding the gaps too, and his side would have been relieved that they at least avoided being dismissed in double figures. Wagg timed the ball well too, and this shot flew over the ropes for a 6. He was showing the top order how it should have been done. An on-drive brought Wagg his 50, which had come off only 55 balls. He struck that 6 and 5 other 4s as he and Hogan kept the Gloucestershire attack at bay, as they eventually more than doubled the total managed by the first 9 wickets. Hogan played his part too, surviving for more than an hour as the last wicket partnership moved on to 73. It was finally ended after 15 overs when Hogan was very well held by Will Tavares off Matt Taylor for 23. Wagg was left unbeaten on 54, made out of Glamorgan's 145 all out. The momentum may have just switched a little, but Gloucestershire must still have been happy with their efforts with the ball. Chris Dent continued the free-flowing scoring of the morning with a flurry of fine strokes as he dominated an opening partnership of 31 with Michael Klinger. Klinger then went after a short ball from Wagg to feed Stuart Walters a catch to depart for a couple. That brought in Tavares at number 3 to see if he could match what he achieved in his debut game last week when he scored a fantastic 100. He again looked good as he soon had his innings up and running, keeping his side on top in the process. Dent is a young left-hander who came on leaps and bounds last year. Gloucestershire had tried all sorts of different opening combinations, but have now rightly settled on Dent, who looked in terrific touch. He was happy that his side were having the better of the conditions with the bat in their hands. The 100 was up and Dent had composed a splendid 50 when he was undone by Koska on the drive. Mark Wallace with a smart catch standing up to get rid of Dent for a 72 ball 52. It was the start of another fight back from Glamorgan, who then had Tavares caught in the deep off Koska. Tavares could hardly believe that he'd given it away after easing to 42. Koska wouldn't have thought that he would have been the man to turn things around at this time of year, but he struck for a 3rd time to have Alex Gidman LBW for a dozen. And he was 4 for the left-arm spinner as Will Gidman nicked a slip before Hogan had Cameron Herring caught behind off an attempted pull, which left the Gloucesters 6 down and still 1 run behind. So for the second innings running, it was left to Hamish Marshall to bat through with the tail, and on this occasion he was backed up well by Tom Smith. Smith, a left-arm spinner like Koska, didn't even get a bowl in Glamorgan's first innings. He was making sure that he would be able to attack with the ball in the second dig, as he and Marshall stopped the rot by producing a partnership of 42 for the 7th wicket, which was giving their side a decent, if not huge, first innings advantage. Koska claimed the 10th 5-wicket haul of his career when Marshall on 32 tried to drive through the covers but picked out Walters instead. He left with his side on 186 for 7. 9 runs later and they were 8 down as Fuller nicked off to Smith on 6. The game was still evenly poised. But the Gloucestershire tail has made a habit of helping out, and Smith, now with Payne for company, were able to add a further 24 runs for the 9th wicket. Smith looking good by this stage after a slightly nervy start to his innings. He was holding things together nicely as Glamorgan now struggled to finish an innings off. Hogan did manage to bowl Payne for 10 at 219 for 9, but Smith and Taylor saw out the final 7 overs of the day, with the former ending unbeaten on 38. and he has helped his side gain a first innings lead now of 85, and that might be plenty if the game remains a low-scoring affair. Gloucestershire will hope to add a few more when they resume their first innings on day 3 on 230 for 9. Cosco with figures of 5 for 46.